Hello everyone, my name is Ayemi Ojo and I'm the founder of Brunch and Bond Business Network. Brunch and Bond is a community for women in business and female entrepreneurs to grow and expand their circle of influence. The platform, we encourage women to learn and also, share their ideas with their peers and like minds. So today I have with me not one but 6 amazing female entrepreneurs to share and just exchange ideas about a very important topic. So I'm going to introduce them to you from left to right. The first person I'll be introducing to you today is Princess Eze Okoli. She's a researcher, an administrator, and the CEO of Royal Empire Concept Limited. She's also the owner of Royal Organic Hair Products. Welcome, Princess.
Thank you.
Also joining us today is Ifedayo Fumilayo. She's the CEO Danny's Chops, the best small chops in Abuja. And she's also the founder of Danny's Foundation. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Also joining us on my left here, Aderunke Adewumi. She's a civil engineer, and she's also the founder of Foundation for Widows and the Old. It's lovely to have you.
Thank you very much.
My right is Itoro Essien. She's a sales manager at Retrack Limited, a leading vehicle tracking company in Nigeria. She's a doting mother. She is an IT tech guru. It's so amazing to have you here with us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
I also have today with us an amazing serial entrepreneur. Her name is Victoria Young Olatunde. She's the founder of Victoria Olatunde Foundation, and she's also the CEO Lotus Body and Spa. It's amazing to have you here today.
Thank you.
And last but definitely not the least is Debbie Okokon. She's the CEO Duavila Med Spa. It's lovely to have you here today.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
So today these lovely ladies are joining me to discuss something very, very important. We're talking about hustle mentality. As women, it is often believed that we do not hustle. It's almost like hustling is a guy thing. But with the statistics right now saying that 45% of SMEs are owned by female entrepreneurs, you can say that women hustle just as much as men. But there's still some people who do not understand what hustling is. But for the purpose of this discussion, when we talk about hustle, we do not mean any form of illegal activities. We mean strictly legal.
All about. I think first we have to look at the definition of the word hustle itself. It doesn't really have that good meaning. I've had a friend in the past quarreled with her friend when the person said, "How is your hustling going?" And she was like, "No, that's the wrong word. That word is not right." So they went back and forth, and the guy was like, "No, that's not what I meant. What I meant is your legitimate job that you're doing." And she said, "No, that's not how I say it." So now what this spells out is that people that actually see the hustle thing in Nigeria in a different from some of us. So you remember you said something that when you're talking about hustle, you're talking about hustle in the legitimate way. So which means there's hustle in the non-legitimate way, that's illegal. So the mentality for the youth, probably like the millennials, most of them, they feel that when you talk about hustling, it's all about doing all sorts like Yahoo and every other thing to make money, to go all out to make money. And then maybe for people that are a bit mature, exposed, educated, and really know what they want, they see hustling in another direction, how they can legitimately make money for themselves. So it's different strokes for different folks actually. There are people that see it this way, and then there are other people that see it.
This has to do with maybe a community. like in Nigeria, when we look at the youth and we talk about the mentality is you just have to make it. If you don't make it, cash-wise, financially, you're nobody. So they do not have as much respect, the youth, as necessary for whether it's legal or it's not.
Yes, I think that we need to first, define also mentality. The mentality just simply means that thing that in you that says I'm not going to give up no matter what, being able to go on after, despite any challenges that you may face. That's the mentality. When you have that also mentality, that's the thing you get me.
To survive.
You get me. That's the mentality. But the also culture is what I think most of our parents, our mothers especially, know. Also culture is when you just believe that everything has to be tough. Everything has to be a struggle. Sufferhead is part of it. It's part of life. You understand?
Endurance.
So, even when things are not going right and you need to change, you still feel like it's part of life. I have to suffer for me to be a woman. So that's the also culture, which some people still, live by till today. But a lot of us, the new generation of mothers and women, we understand that we have the also mentality, which means that we keep going when it is tough. But we know when to change course. You understand? So it's like different, but if you're not careful, you think also you are also have the also mentality when you actually have the also culture. So it's like different.
Lay the foundation for us. Growing up, you must get married. You must make it. You must be a doctor. You must be a lawyer. It must not be the negative parts of hustle culture.
Yeah.
Now let me look at hustle culture as you must make money. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You must go to the university, you must graduate, even if you don't want to. So let's put hustle culture in that back.
Yeah, but
understand?
culture, yes, is the way of life for the people.
What the people
But you know that
believe in.
as we evolve as people, sometimes there's some culture that, just like there was one time there was a culture to kill twins. But they didn't continue killing twins until there's some places because they know that culture is not serving us anymore. So there's some culture that is no longer serves us. We cannot say, oh, we have to hold on to this culture.
Mentality comes in because as you grow, it's now left for you to say, I want to choose the positive side or the negative side.
Yes.
So whatever you yourself, an individual, is thinking is your mentality. It's what you believe in. It's what your environment has influenced you to be.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So it now plays a role in your life. For
Yeah.
most of us that are hustling and we are still like do or die, we must make it. It is not because that the culture make us to be like that. There are so many people that they train them to hustle, but along the way they just dropped and became housewives.
True.
Do you understand?
Yes.
But some people are still pushing.
Now we know that also mentality is, that drive in you that keeps you going even when things are difficult. Do you feel like people are born with it? Like you're just naturally, you're a born hustler? Or do you think that people have to learn it at some point in their life?
So on that, I think yes and no. That'll be my personal answer. Yes and no. Some people are just, they can do anything and everything. They're just, it might not even be for the money, but they're just, full of activity. Because if you look at the meaning of hustle, it's the state of activity. So they're always just on the move. They're selling, they're doing this, offering this service. They're always just on the move. Well, yeah, this or the other set of people where it's just about maybe the money. So okay, let me just hustle so I'm not poor, or let me hustle so I can pay my bills. So but if those set of people now, if they have like maybe a 9 to 5 or someone giving them
Money.
they're okay, they'll just chill. They don't have that hustling spirit in them, but the other set of people, it is, even if they are so rich, like you said, Princess, she's from the royal family. You ask her, but you have all the money, but she has that spirit. So wherever she is, she will always just hustle. She has the money in the bank, but she will always just hustle.
Yes.
You notice that there are some people even with their wealth and everything, their parents, their upbringing, the foundation, you still see them that they want their own money. You notice that some people that their husbands are even wealthy, like, I like my own money is sweet. You understand? And there are some people that they just prefer to be all relaxed as wife. Like we're having some arguments. The lady was telling me that even as an housewife, I'm also an hustler. I said, how are you an hustler in the house? Like any which way, every hustler, na still hustler. Every hustler. You understand? She said even to get money from the husband, he still hustle. You understand? He doesn't come freely. So I just feel it's natural. Like to me now, I could do many things at the same time, but I just decided to just focus on the food part.
The vibe, the fire to hustle, to not give up, to keep doing things and make sure they make it and all of that. Yes, there are some that are done like that. In fact, in this Nigeria, there are some tribes that are known for, you cannot see them like waiting to be fed, for things to be handed out to them. They go out there and happen to things. There are such people. There are people that something has to trigger it. Maybe it's an insult. They say money stops nonsense. So some people is something that would be that trigger, that would trigger that fire, and they would never go back to that calm or laid back mentality towards the hustle anymore. So for some people, you find out that once they get that fire, they're never giving up. And some people, their trigger is this middle age thing. You find out that, okay, you're already in your late 40s, you're in your early 50s. What is next? Retirement. Retirement. A friend of mine said something. The fear of retirement is the beginning of wisdom. The energy we have right now to do whatever we call the hustle is not the same energy we're going to have in the next 5-10 years. So if we can put in the work now, so you see some people will just find out something triggers that. Maybe they just see an old schoolmate and say, what? This person did not even have all the opportunities I had. And the person just gets, oh my God. And the person keeps going on and on. So that must have been a trigger for that person. Some people lost everything they had all of a sudden. That triggers for them to now put in the hustle they never had and all of that. And then they start putting in the work and start getting it. And so, like I said, some people just have something that triggers it and brings it out.
Sometimes, I've noticed that most times people that have this hustle mentality are more of people that come from like really poor background. I think that plays a very, very big part, because you will see a lot of people, they came from nothing and they make something. But you see most rich kids, at the end of the day, they're just...
Exactly.
So I think that sometimes your circumstances, the situation that you find yourself can, give you that mentality to hustle. So, and then, I think another thing we can do, most of us as parents, we want to give our kids everything. And that makes them not to have that hustle mentality.
The video as an example.
I was waiting.
Some people, that's what I think. There's always going to be somebody that will break down. But most times, you notice that children that come from parents that give them everything, want them to have the soft life, they just grow up thinking that they deserve that soft life, even without working for it. So, even as parents now, for instance, me, myself, my kids, I try not, even if I can afford to do this, I try not to give them everything. Because I believe that once you should let your kids start learning the hustle mentality from young, so that they don't get to 40 and realize, wait, what am I doing this year?
It's almost over.
Because at the end, you like good things. I'm telling you, it ends in naira and you need to pay your bills. So, because at the initial stage when I left my job, I was in banking for 7 years. You said when you worked, I never thought of doing any other thing. Like I was so passionate about my job, and I'm like, okay, so if I'm selling accounts to people and loans and all that means I can do anything. So even when I joined my sister's company, it wasn't easy at first, but I'm like, okay, I did this for 7 years, so I can definitely do this. And then when at times the low moments, I'm like, no way, I need to, even if my husband is paying all my bills, no, I need to have something. I need to teach my kids now the culture that, I mean, things will not always be handed over to you. Sometimes you need to go and take it. Take what you want, you know. You need the luxury car. Work for it and pick it up. You need to live in a nice house. You need to have the nice lifestyle. You need to work.
I have friends now in secondary school that would say, our dad had a bakery, and during the holiday, she would buy bread from her dad's bakery. Say she buys it like 10 naira. Then she will now supply to other people at 15 naira and make 5 naira off of it. You know, and she would do that during the holiday. So when they buy provision, she already has her own money again to buy more provision. Imagine someone doing that from secondary school. So you can imagine how she is right now. You understand? So sometimes it's good. I believe, yeah, some people are born with it, but we as parents too can instill it in our kids. You know,
But I think most people that are hustling now is the environment that affects them and challenges. Last year, I had like 10 or 12 of my friends who worked in the bank because they were retrenched. They had to know that I have to
Also more juice
I have
activated.
to learn how to. Do you understand?
Jobs.
But they were never thinking
and
about it.
there's still some people in that same bank that already have other businesses that they have hustles.
They
Aside
never knew
from
because they were comfortable. And you can never have the hustle mentality
If you're
when you're in
too
your comfort zone. You have to move out.
So those are the people not
Yeah,
born
exactly.
with
Yeah.
hustle mentality.
But there are some people that are still poor, and I wonder why they still sit on their butt. They're still
Yes,
comfortable.
they are still poor.
They're okay.
They are beggars.
They're
Yes,
okay.
they are very comfortable.
They're
Just
okay.
like-
Okay,
Yes.
I met some. They're not really
Seriously.
beggars though.
No, they are.
But they're just comfortable. Like there's this guy I
They are
met some
comfortable
years
because they
ago.
have somebody who gives them.
He was telling
Or
me.
they don't know
They
better.
don't just have that drive.
They
It's
don't
not
have
quite
it.
that.
They don't know.
If
Do you know?
call
There are
A,
people that are content
With what this way, they don't
Yeah.
know
it's
there
not
is more.
contented.
So-
That is not contented.
No,
That's
it's
not
that
So
is
that's
different.
problem.
There's some
I'm telling
people, they
you.
don't know that there is more out
They are
there.
poor.
And let me
They
explain
feel
this
like that
guy.
what they have is they just need to eat. As long as I can eat, I can.
Yes, so it
I
ends
have
there when you can
house,
eat. Yes,
So
it ends there.
Do you
I want
understand?
to see
Exactly.
It's about consent because yes.
Let me just quickly tell you about this guy. He said, why is it every time you're talking million, billion, every time? And I'm not hungry, I live in my own house, I'm comfortable.
Yes.
And I'm like, said, so what's all this risk? So you know when you have to keep
You have
having.
to keep it.
If
That
not,
is what the hustle mentality
it will
is.
dry
Go
up.
broke.
Procrastination.